chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. The beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
I'm the coach. You're like...
Coach, it's dreary and miserable throughout much of the Midwest, but we've got football to perk up our spirits. That's the good news. At Paul Brown Stadium, that's where we're at here in Cincinnati. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A first down throw coming for Dalton. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and run down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive. First interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 43. A carry for Devontae Freeman, who missed most of last season. Good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. On second down, Freeman. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got a turnover? We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
They'll roll him out right. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
To throw again on second down. Jackson, and he slings one that's incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. And now it's third down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. First down marker at the 31. It's third down. From the gun, Jackson. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Geno Atkins got home that time. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting?
Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now Dalton. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Nice pick.
Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. Gets this to Campbell out on the right side. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. He doesn't need a lot of space for an electric run. He showed that there. Heck, they told us this week they were hoping he would break a big one. He just did.
And what did his offensive... remember we talked with the offensive line, and one of the guys, one of the stalwarts said, I don't even have to make a great block for him. I just breathe bad breath on the guy in front of me. Often that opens up enough space for him to go.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Getting set to go again, Andy Dalton marches back onto the field. He's completed 4 passes so far in this game. The issue is 2 of them have been to the guys in the wrong colored jersey.
So I'd say there's a little bit of clouded vision, right? Sometimes he sees clearly, sometimes he doesn't. I know on the sideline they'll be going over things and talk about what the coverages are and what they're seeing. So you used to look at the snapshots. Now you look at the Microsoft Surface Pro. He's got to analyze what he's seeing and be more accurate with the ball.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. Brandon Carr there to make the stop.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Passing, it's Dalton. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you, from my days, I remember being in college and wearing all offseason about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a long night.
Here's Dalton. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident and keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Open man is Uzama. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Check three.
Third down from the gun, Dalton. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it. He's at the 50, the 30, past the 20, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. We take a look ahead at what's to come later tonight. Sunday Night Football, it'll be the Vikings and the Cowboys from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. And then tomorrow night, we've got the Seahawks and the Niners from Levi's Stadium. And we were in the Bay Area for the Raiders on Thursday night. Now right back out to watch the Niners on Monday night. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off around the 37. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if you're started through 4 in the first half.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Bengals grab it. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether it's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, we had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play, and maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Only 2 there on the dump off. It's third down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Set the tone, defense. Defense, let's go.
From the gun on third down, Dalton. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. Campbell making the catch.
An eligible receiver downfield. Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on third down. Jackson from the shotgun, forced out to his left. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Bengals will take over here first and 10. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, first and 10 at the 31-yard line. Throwing, Dalton. Complete to the right side, it's Eifert. Give him a couple on the catch. It's second and 8.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. So that one will be accepted. And the Bengals on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is third and 8. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Boyd. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And Quigley now on to punt as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And he's had his chances in this game. He just hasn't been able to find any daylight so far.
Patience, patience, patience. And that's the hard part for a runner because they expect every run to be a big one for something to pop. So they have to sometimes go through the struggles before it happens for them later in the game. But you got to give credit to the rest of the team. They've worked around the fact that he hasn't had his normal big game.
Yeah, despite his struggles, still winning here in the second quarter. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. That's caught inside the 20. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Marquise Brown, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens will add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. All right, here now a look at A.J. Green. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter. They're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on him. There's two sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers touches the football and has an impact on the game. Change formations, change where he lines up, put him in motion, anything possible to shake him free.
Maybe that greater impact comes here on this drive. Over the middle, he's got Deshaun Hamilton. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. And he finds Hamilton. That's complete. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Andy Dalton. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up a second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Caught Eifert over the middle. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
It's a first down on a gain of 10.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Brought in left side by Snead. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The Ravens on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Throwing is Jackson, being chased out left. He may try and run for this. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. Catch made here by Campbell. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed. You got to go back to their play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up second down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Justice Hill with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Ravens will extend their lead. When you talk about a battle being won in the trenches, that touchdown right there, a lot of credit to the offensive linemen.
Yeah, when you watch them surge across the front, they really created great space for the runner to get in.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start. Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
That was a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later, but I am still going with you on that one. Wide receivers work on a little bit more. And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Offense.
So that'll back him up 5. So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15. After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Third down, a shot here for Dalton. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that will cut the lead down to 3 scores at 24. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's got this down to the 35. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
I got him.
They'll go with Hill here on 1st down. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. Back now in Cincinnati. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. On 2nd down, Hill. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Ravens add on.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know that playing people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right.
Let's go.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Passing again. Dalton on 2nd and 10. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The connection since 2011, Dalton to Green for a Bengal first down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
That catch good for 5. It's third down. Now the Bengals on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 6. Another chance for Dalton. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen as a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And now here come the Ravens. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season.
Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up a screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And finally marked down at the 23. Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago.
Now that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3 and out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a first down.
Over the middle here to Brown. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
First down, Baltimore.
Go, 52's the mic. And here we go, watch the pass.
Now a first down carry, it's Hill. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 8 yards into completion, but now they face third down. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
We got to step it up.
Here we go with Hill. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Paris Campbell with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Ravens continue to pour it on. Tucker with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. Shifts by him, and he'll be stopped just shy of the 25 with a penalty marker down. Here's the call. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Throw left side, it's reeled in by Hamilton. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Baltimore, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll be off to Oakland next week for a date with the Raiders. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.